Hey there, Pisces. It's me here, Krystal Clear. Happy to deliver July's message for you, July 2024 for Pisces. I'm going to start by pulling two energy cards for the month, one as we enter the month and one as you leave the month. So coming into the month, Pisces, we've got winter season. And as you leave the month, we've got the marriage card. All right, Pisces, so let's get into it. With winter for July, depending on where you are, maybe this does resonate with the timing. Where I'm at, and I'm going to communicate it from my place of where I'm at, which is still a few months away, but I feel like there's an actualization that comes in this month of July, where there's a sense of renewal. There's a sense of, beginning. And from now until then, you and in this situation, this experience, this relationship, you really start to grow. It becomes something delicate and sacred that it's almost like the way hibernation is in the winter, how everything's kind of, you gather up all that you'll need for the hibernation. I feel like you in this experience is gathering up all the validation needed to support this, this celebration, this unity, this marriage, this coming together, this resolution of something, this renewal process really is the winter card. So there's some renewal that happens here in July. It can be also your relationship with the divine. For some of you, I feel it's important to say that either your relationship with your spiritual practices, with the divine, God, universe, whatever that relationship is that you have or maybe do not have, there's strength to it that happens here in this July month that will trickle, that you get stronger in your belief system. And as you end the month, as we exit July, we've got marriage. And so for some of you, this will absolutely be a reconciliation of a significant relationship in your marriage. If you are married with someone who you feel is that type of marriage partnership that you can see long-term with, there's some reconciliation that happens there. There's a celebration of a union that maybe has been long awaited. Sometimes the winter season can be a bit long. And so maybe this is like long overdue. And finally, there's that restoration, that renewal, that reconciliation that happens here in July for some of you Pisces. For those of you that have this relationship with Spirit that is resolving, I feel as if they also restore hope to love in your life, whether that be if you're single or in a partnership. Maybe it is needed for you to know that Spirit is still working behind the scenes to restore your faith here. And I feel as if July is a month where you not only see the physical shifts that are needed to restore that faith and to resolve that relationship, but there's the feeling of knowingness, the emotional exchange, the intimate connections. It's just off the chart, and there's just such deep healing and forgiveness that happens, and it's not just on a physical level, it's emotional as well as spiritual, very, very much so. I'm going to pull 4 tarot cards to get a clearer direction or to see how these 4 weeks go. So we've got a 5 of Wands reversed, nice position for the 5 of Wands for sure. We've got a 3 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Oh, this little one. We've got a 3 of Swords. So there's like that forgiveness and, moving forward, moving on. Like sometimes this feels like such self-forgiveness of a vibration. Like sometimes our perspective of certain people and relationships, will cause ourselves to break our own heart. So when I see 5 of Wands reversed on one side and the 3 of Swords upright in the other, even though this can also be for the weeks of July, to me, I feel like it is the overall message of how sometimes we have this perception of an experience or a relationship that isn't actually true or accurate of the situation in front of us, and we break our own heart for some time, which is why for some of you this message comes like direct between you and spirit to trust again in this process together. And that the Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles is that you've been seeing physical, tangible affirmations of this shift happening, like you and either another person getting on the same page about things, or that communication with you in a situation has gotten stronger, or your confidence or your practices that you've grown there, you've gotten stronger in that, you've gotten on a same page, and you can see like it's working itself out. And the Knight of Pentacles is like, it takes a while, and maybe it's taken so long that you've lost faith over time that it wasn't going to happen, and you told yourself and you prepared enough that it wasn't going to happen. But Spirit is like, that's only on the outside that's been happening. On the inside, there is a quiet whisper that has been aligning this renewal, that has been bringing this connection together, this experience. It feels very divinely orchestrated. So either your relationship with the divine or a very intimate and close relationship that may have broken your heart to have to let go or to have to see from a different perspective. But now that you're able to see it from a different perspective, you can see that Spirit had been working with that the entire time, not just now, and that the promise of renewal has always been there. So I honestly don't feel like this is week for week. However, if we're going to take it week for week, for those of you who might resonate, let's get through it. The very first week, you start to realize with the Five of Wands in the reverse position that there's some things you may have been wrong about, thank goodness, where there have been some connections that you thought were gone or just not genuine and authentic. They show up to be supportive. And that's the Three of Pentacles. That second week is about feeling like, okay, there's more support. There's more being on the same page than I thought with the people in my life, even with myself. So you might feel, Pisces, just with yourself, that you have more confidence. Like, wow, some of these things that I was doing and I didn't really know if I should be doing them ended up being something I really needed where I'm at, so that I can grow strong, Knight of Pentacles, and I can be diligent and disciplined. I feel like the third week of July, you're being very disciplined about your decisions, and there's consistency. And it's important for you to grow in that strong consistency to help heal your heart with the Three of Swords. And what I know about this card is there's deep grief and deep forgiveness that needs to happen. And the best process for this is to realize that you've been healing and growing within yourself and within this situation. For this is obviously a general reading, but however this relates to the situation in your life, you've been growing more confident within this situation. And Spirit's like, don't forget to forgive yourself in the process. So with that being said, speaking of Spirit's advice, we're going to pull 3 cards here just for that. So we've got surrender resistance, surrender the resistance. So yeah, you know, it's been hard work. It's been a long time coming. Winter, that gestation period can sometimes feel very long, almost dreadful. Like, when will this shift? When will things change? But you surrendered the resistance and you leaned into your authenticity, who you are. That confidence has been growing. I really do feel there has been some sort of self-forgiveness that you've experienced, as well as there being just a new page that you're on with Spirit, that you can realize that even if you surrender your thoughts or surrender your desire for outcome, that Spirit is still there supporting you, and that you can surrender it, because your dreams and your purpose and your divine promise, it's still there being worked on behind the scenes as you surrender. And so we've got twirl. I love this. I love this because what I don't know about this card is whether she's receiving or giving in this moment. And so to me, the message is, you know, to do both, to allow yourself to give radiate that self-compassion, to give second chances, to give forgiveness, but for also for you to receive it, to give it to yourself, to receive it from spirit, to receive it from others. It's so much more freeing when energy is able to flow. Like the infinity symbol is only, it gets blocked and only one side is tended to if there's not that flow. When I see the twirl come in, it's like the momentum of energy being able to flow between this and that, between receiving and giving. And it's very uplifted and lighthearted when energy can just flow. So there's definitely a better flow that Spirit is encouraging this here month in July. Let's see, one more. Hold your ground. There's your confidence. It's like that promise that Spirit has indicated, like the promise is still there. The purpose is still there. We've been working on it, and now it's finally coming to fruition. Something that you have known, these Three of Pentacles and this Knight of Pentacles, which you have grown so confident in knowing, holding your ground, knowing your truth. I think even the animal, just like grabbing the bull by the horns, or the ram there, like you have been holding what is true in your heart and your soul, and you know it to be true through the heartache, through the unforgiveness, through the hardships. Spirits is like, this right here is what becomes rewarded. This discipline brings divinity. And I really feel that's something that you're going to experience here in July, Pisces. So that is what I have for you. I'm wishing you all the best blessings and love always. Take care.